So as you all know, the right is coping and seething and flailing, and they haven't really settled on a good line of attack against Kamala Harris yet, and that's very obvious. But we do have some right-wing thought leaders in the media and commentary space, and they want you to know it's okay, they figured it out. They got this shit, so don't worry about it. So Charlie Kirk has a brilliant idea about a strong line of attack against Kamala Harris, and he wants to let everybody in on it. So listen to this.
President Trump then zeroed in on a very, very effective attack vector against Kamala Harris.
Attack vector? You could say he zeroed in on a good attack against Kamala. Why would you say attack vector? These guys are so weird.
Kamala Harris will now have to answer for the idea that that teachers in California are not allowed to tell parents when their kids are medically transitioning. So let's pretend you are a 6th grade teacher in Orange County, California, in Huntington Beach, California. You're a 6th grade teacher, and a kid begins to identify as Steve instead of Susie. As a 6th grade teacher in Huntington Beach, California, you are not allowed to call up the parent. You are not allowed to notify the parent. This is pure, unadulterated Marxism. The destruction...
It's Marxism, as Karl Marx wrote in Das Kapital in chapter 6. Trans the kids and don't tell the parents. Oh, they just say shit. Like, they just say shit. There's no connection to reality. It's amazing.
The nuclear family as we know it, where parents are no longer even allowed to know that their kids are being called by different names, receiving medical treatments. Kamala Harris is in favor of this. Kamala Harris and her gang of California radicals and mobsters have been pushing for the state to have more power than parents. President Trump exploited this and attacked it. And every Christian in the country, you better understand that if Kamala Harris becomes president, she will nationalize this California law and make it so that the state can kidnap your child under trans-related issues. Kamala Harris seeks to kidnap your child via the trans agenda. Play cut 14.
He's literally saying Kamala Harris wants to trans your kid and take away all of your rights as a parent. She wants the state to steal, confiscate, kidnap your kid, and trans your kid. This is the line of argument they're going with. Okay, at this point, I don't know how anybody could be a Republican. We're beyond the point where it's like, oh, man, well, I could see maybe they have some points on taxes or something. No. We are so far beyond that point. What the fuck are you babbling about, son? By the way, we just did the numbers on this the other day because Jordan Peterson said trans healthcare is worse than the Nazis. So I went and I looked at the numbers because they make it seem like, oh my God, bro, this is happening all the time, bro. Like 30% of the population's kids are becoming trans, man. This is the impression they leave you with. This hysterical mindset. Oh, they're coming to trans the kids. They're coming to trans the kids. This is what they leave you with. You ready for this? There are 72,600,000 kids in this country. Minors, people under the age of 18. 72,600,000. You know how many kids have gotten any sort of surgical intervention because of their gender dysphoria? I believe the exact number is 286. Why are we discussing this non-issue? Even if you say, well, forget that. What about the people taking like either hormones or puberty blockers? The best of my recollection, I think the number for hormones out of 72,600,000 kids in this country, the number taking hormones is about 4,500. They are crying and whining and bitching and moaning about a non-existent problem. And by the way, I don't even buy into their framework that like, all this is mutilating the kids and it's bad for them and this and that. No, in these instances where there is some sort of medical intervention, it's overwhelmingly the case. Parents are involved. You know, a therapist or psychologist or psychiatrist is involved. They exhaust every other option. And then finally they land on, okay, hormones or puberty blockers. In the super 0.00001% of times, okay, I guess top surgery, maybe, but they don't even do bottom surgery for for minors. So this is not like, okay, guys, let me be clear. This is how they lost in 2022. In 2022, somebody crunched the numbers on this. They ran hundreds of anti-trans ads trying to say that Democrats are extreme on the issue of trans healthcare. Mega flop. Floppington McFlopskis just didn't work. Between that and the fear-mongering about crime, remember that? It didn't work. None of it worked. It was supposed to be a red wave. It was a red trickle. They bucked the historical trends by doing uniquely bad. Why? Because this is the open secret. Everybody knows you guys are the extremists. You're the ones still denying the 2020 election. You don't believe in the peaceful transfer of power. You guys are the ones who overturned Roe versus Wade. You took away a right. People don't take that well. When you roll back the clock on rights, when you say Roe v. Wade, gonzo, sorry, done with it, and now you got all these red states, 14 Republican states with a near total abortion ban, and more than that, with very restrictive abortion policies. Yeah, people look at this and they go, you guys are extreme. You guys are crazy. And your counter argument to that is Kamala Harris wants to trans your kid? On no planet is that a reasonable argument against Kamala Harris. On no planet. So I don't know what to do with these guys, bro. I do not know what to do with these guys. They're a joke. They're a fucking joke. They're having a fucking meltdown because 286 kids out of 72,600,000 got top surgery. And again, in those instances, there was a long process before they even got to that fucking point. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Total fear-mongering. Nothing at the heart of it. But hey, man, go ahead, lean into it. I want them to lean into it. Because if they think these attacks are going to be successful, you got another fucking thing coming. It's gonna be a cold glass of water in their face, for sure. All right, guys, that's the show. I love y'all very much. Everybody tune in to Crystal Kyle and Friends. This week, we have Jill Stein on. I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to get into policy. We're going to have a great interview with her. Thank you to everybody who supports this show on Patreon. If you'd like to help out, that link is below. You can also tip with the thanks button on YouTube. Remember, I don't talk to advertisers, so you guys help fund this show from the ground up. Very, very thankful for that. You guys make it work. Couldn't do it without you. Please consider supporting if you're not. And again, most importantly, just subscribe to the channel if you do nothing else. Costs you nothing. Helps out massively. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Peace. Hey, y'all. Do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.